When I first showed my husband this ring, he thought it would cost double the actual price. And while I would never propose to buy something just because of the price point, I think it shows that this is quite good value for money when it comes to designer fine jewelry. I know that a lot of people like to buy minimal pieces when buying fine jewelry, with the idea of being able to wear it forever and with everything. And while I understand that approach, personally, if I pay for a designer piece, I want something really unique, something I can't get anywhere else. And for me, this design certainly delivers. The love ring is part of the Paloma Picasso Graffiti line, which she designed in the 80s. She was inspired by New York's graffiti scene, and she was the first to connect street art with fine jewelry. There are dupes of this design out there, but I always really like to honor the original designer by buying the original piece. And as I said, this is quite fair value. If you look at the Tiffany website, the cheapest gold ring available is actually the mini size of the love ring. Then there is a very simple wedding band, and in third place you have the small love ring. The mini costs 740 euros, the small 870. And if that's too much for you, there is the silver version of the small for 440 euros. That is a lot of money. However, if you compare it to other fine jewelry from designer houses, it is very affordable. I booked an appointment to choose the right ring size for me, and that was absolutely the right choice, and I would encourage you to do the same if you're considering the ring. I first tried out the mini size, and it looked too small on my ring finger. I think it would have been great if I wanted to wear it on my pinky, or if I wanted to stack it, for example, with my wedding band. When I tried the small size on my ring finger, the L and the E at the edge vanished between my fingers, which did not look ideal. So I switched the size up and put it on my middle finger, and that looked really good. So it is very important to try out the sizes and the two options before deciding which looks the most harmonious and best on your fingers. This ring is very comfortable to wear because the band is very thin and it is rounded, which is always more comfortable to wear than rings with sharp edges. I've been wearing it to sleep, I've been wearing it to shower, I've been wearing it to do sports for 3 months, and so far I haven't seen any wear and tear. I was a bit worried that the L might bend out of shape when it catches on something, which it does. I'll talk about that later, but that did not happen. The gold is sturdy enough that this ring keeps its shape, which is a huge plus. However, when I was in store, I asked, and if it ever got bent out of shape, they could send it in and repair it for, I think he said, about 150 euros, which is not super cheap, but better than having the whole thing ruined. And also they told me that if I was not quite content with the size, they could alter it slightly. Not a ton, but a little bit. One of the things I like best about this ring is how well it pairs with other styles. For example, when I'm wearing my wedding band and this aquamarine ring I inherited from my grandmother, everything feels unique and fresh. I love the way this ring stack looks on my hands. And I think that is the joy of the love ring, because it is so different from the other designs out there. It will always add more interest to your ring stack. You can stack the love ring, even the small size, which I have, with other rings, if your fingers are long enough. I can stack this with my wedding band. The mini size, I think, is ideal for stacking with other bands. Wearing very dainty rings can make my fingers look a little bit too big and unshapely. However, my hands aren't very big, so if I wear chunky, big pieces, they completely overwhelm my fingers. I need something that hits that middle ground. This ring has a substantial width. I measured, I'm wearing a size 8, and it's pretty much 1 centimeter in width at the L point. However, because it is such a delicate design and so much skin is showing through, it does not look too big on my fingers. So that is one design point that I really like. I want to give a short mention to the shopping experience because it was really good. The sales associate was very nice, not pushy, very helpful. I got some drinks, I got a little bit of chocolate. It felt special and it did not feel like shopping on the high street typically does. Now let's talk about the cons. For me, there are just two. One, this ring catches. When pushing my hand through a sleeve, I have to be very careful. Most of the time now I put my thumb on top and that works. Also, sometimes when I'm moving my hands too much, it may catch on the outside of my sweater too. When I push my hand into my pen pocket, the ring sometimes catches on the edge of the pocket and my hand comes to a quite jarring stop. It's not painful, but it feels weird and I don't like it. The other con is that when putting on lotion, you either have to take off the ring or spare the part of the finger where the ring is, because otherwise the lotion will accumulate in the loops of the ring, and that looks icky. When I was researching this ring, some people online said that they felt this ring is too young for them. Personally, I don't think so. I think it is playful. I think it is very feminine and it is emotional, but I don't think we can't be feminine, playful, and emotional even when we age. Personally, I chose this ring because I wanted to commemorate the birth of my twin boys, and I think it fits very well with a love message. So if you like the design and this playfulness speaks to you, I think this should not be a reason not to buy and wear the ring joyfully, even if you are not in your 20s anymore. So all in all, I can say I really love this ring. I'm so happy I bought it. I would buy it again in a heartbeat, and the small cons don't keep me from loving it very, very much. I hope you found this video helpful. I'm going to leave another video for you on the screen. That's about a trick I use when I'm stuck in a style rut to get back to creating outfits I really love to wear. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Have a wonderful day and goodbye.